We all feel the struggle to save money at the best of times, but rising costs have just made it even harder lately. So I've got 24 tips to help you save more money and start the year off right. My name is Belle and welcome to Hampton, your house, where we're all about bringing the coastal holiday vibes to your house on a budget. And the budget part is what we're going to be looking at today to help you get inspired to save money or to pay off some debt and to get the best financial start to the year you can to set yourself up for success. So let's get straight into it. Tip number 1 is to make a vision board. Why do you want to try and save money? What will things look like when you've saved enough? Are you going to try and get on top of some bills or pay off some debt? Or are you hoping to save for a holiday or a house deposit or another big goal? Or are you trying to save up for an emergency fund? Write down things you can cut back on and how much money you think that will save you and when you would like to reach your savings goal by. If you write down a specific amount that you would like to save and when you hope to achieve that by, you're much more likely to stick to your goals and to feel motivated to continue. Tip number 2 is to start tracking how much you're spending on everything. When you can actually see on paper how much money per month you've spent on coffees, petrol, groceries, and random expenses, you'll start to see areas where you might need to cut back. You can track your expenses on a piece of paper if you like, or make your own spreadsheet, or you could get an app or a website to help you out. I like to use the Every Dollar website, which is great for tracking your income and expenses, and it does have an app as well, which unfortunately is not available in Australia yet, but the website is great and you can use it for free, and there's also a paid version if you need to use the extra features. Tip number 3 is to declutter your house and look for things you can sell. You've probably got lots of things tucked away that you don't need anymore, or things your kids have grown out of, or maybe textbooks or books that you no longer need. And once you've sold them, you can put that money straight into the savings account. Tip number 4 is to start shopping at Aldi, or if you can't do that, start buying supermarkets' own brands or no-name brands whenever you can. Doritos might be on sale, but if you can still get the supermarket brand or Aldi brand corn chips for 30 cents cheaper, then just go with the cheaper one if you can. Just think, if you spent 30 cents less each on 50 items in your shopping trolley, then you've just saved $15 on that shop. And if you times that by the 52 weeks in the year, then you will have saved $780 over the whole year. Tip number 5 is to buy treats half as often. If you usually buy yourself a coffee twice a week, maybe you could cut it down to just once a week. Or if you usually buy coffee and a muffin, try buying just the coffee or just the muffin. Or maybe it's eating out once a month instead of twice a month. Whatever it would look like for you and your family, see if you can cut back something by half and you can save quite a bit of money. The next step is to take that money that you would have spent on those things, so usually it would just be gone anyway, and chuck it into your savings account or put it away to go towards your electricity bill or whatever you need. Every little bit really does help. Just think about how often we might get excited because we got a $10 discount on our electricity bill or something like that. Well, just think of this as if you're giving yourself a discount on that bill by not spending that money. Tip number 6 is to know which supermarkets have the best deals on which products, and whenever you happen to go to that particular supermarket, try to stock up on those items. For example, I usually do most of my shopping at Aldi because most of the products really are a lot cheaper than the other supermarkets. But there are some things that aren't, like chocolate chips for baking and ice cream in tubs. I know I can save 55 cents per pack of chocolate chips if I buy them from my local corner Foodland store, so whenever we go there to get some milk or something, I try to grab some choc chips too, so that when we want to bake, they're already in the cupboard and I know we got the best deal. Tip number 7 is to make sure you look at the price per 100 grams at the supermarket to get the best deal. Because every product may come in a slightly different size. For example, one jar of honey might be 375 grams and the next might be 400 grams. So if you look at the price per 100 grams, which is written on all the little labels in the supermarkets, then you'll know straight away which one is actually the best value for money. Tip 8 is to check regularly for sales on expensive items and try to buy them only when they're on sale. This might include things like a specific brand of laundry detergent or coffee or shampoo and conditioner and nappies, but it also works if you need something like a new pair of jeans. If you know which style you want to buy, just do an online search for that pair of jeans every so often, and before too long you can usually find that exact pair of jeans on sale. You can save so much money on good quality clothing just by waiting for things to go on sale before you buy them, and you usually don't have to wait long. Tip number 9 is to think ahead. Maybe you have a lot of family birthdays coming up over the next few months. If you can work out what you want to buy for people for presents and plan ahead, then you can buy all of those things on sale instead of at full price and at the last minute. And if there are other things that you need to buy, especially online, maybe you could buy your gifts from the same shop as those other things so that you can get free shipping. Likewise, maybe all the winter clothes are on sale right now, but you're heading into summer. But if you know your kids will need some winter clothes in the next size up for the next season, you can buy them a few things while they're on sale, and when the following winter arrives, you'll be so glad that you thought ahead. Tip number 10 is to carefully choose the items of clothing that you do spend your money on and make sure they're as versatile and as good quality as possible. Maybe you may have noticed a really nice jacket on sale that you love, but it looks similar to something else that you already have, or you love it but you don't really have anywhere to wear it, or maybe you don't have anything to wear it with. That wouldn't be the best use of your money. Try to buy clothes that are good quality, that you'll wear on a day-to-day basis, and that go with a lot of other things that are already in your wardrobe. The same thing goes for shoes. Try to think carefully about what's going to be the most versatile, durable, and comfortable. Tip 11 is to use a cashback program like Shopback. This just means that every time you shop online at most popular stores, you'll get a small percentage of cashback when you click through the Shopback browser plugin. The cashback is usually around 3 or 4%, and it comes through 3 months after you've made your purchase, just so they can make sure that you haven't returned the product. It may not sound like much, but it does add up after a while. And you can also book things like accommodation through it, which can give you a bit more of a return. And they also do special deals sometimes where they give you higher rates of cashback. I have a link in the description box below if you're interested in joining. And hey, why not? It's free money on things you are already going to buy. Tip number 12 is to make yourself a money goals coloring in sheet. I can't remember where I originally saw this, but if you can draw yourself a page of swirls, and then every swirl represents a certain amount of money, like $50 or $100 or whatever you like. Then when you've paid off that $50 or $100 towards your goal, just color in one of the swirls. This just makes such a great visual representation of where you're at with your goal and being able to see how far you've come on paper. It could also make you feel that bit more motivated to want to save more so that you get to color in more swirls. Tip number 13 is if you and your family need a meal on the go, instead of going through a drive-through, just stop off at the supermarket. Grab a pack of croissants or cheese and bacon rolls, a pack of juice boxes, and maybe even a pack of donuts or lamingtons or something that you know your family will eat, and voila! You have dinner that costs around $14 instead of about $45 at Macca's. It might not be the healthiest, but hey, it's probably as good as fast food. And that's $31 that you've just saved, which could go towards your savings, your home loan, or that pair of jeans that you need. And when convenience does have to win out, but you still want to save a little bit of money, instead of buying individual meals for everyone at a fast food place, try getting something that everyone can share, like a big box of nuggets and a couple of large chips, or a family meal deal, or you could just go with a pizza, and you should still be able to save $10 or $15. Tip number 14 is, if you need new furniture, always see what you can find secondhand. Look on Facebook Marketplace or Gumtree or whatever your equivalent is where you live. And if you find items that need updating, you can have fun doing a DIY project. I have lots of videos with fun DIY furniture and home decor project ideas, so please feel free to check those out after this video. Tip number 15 is to shop around for better deals for your insurances and electricity bills and gas bills, or at the very least, call your existing providers and tell them that you're looking around for a better deal and ask them what deals they could give you to stay, or if they can match another deal that you've found from another company. I've had discounts and gotten a month for free before by doing this in the past, so it's definitely worth giving it a try. Tip number 16 is to cancel all subscription services that you're not currently using and try to only have one subscription service at a time. If you can, I would say use subscription services as little as possible and go back to free-to-air TV and CDs and DVDs, which is so much less distracting than all the scrolling you end up doing with streaming services. But when you do want to use a streaming service, just write a date on the calendar 2 or 3 months away for you to cancel your subscription on that date. That should give you time to see everything you need to see on that particular platform, and when you cancel it, see if you can go without a streaming service for a while, or sign up to a different one for the next few months and then cancel that one after you've watched everything that you want to see, and rinse and repeat. Tip number 17 is to use discount fuel vouchers if you have access to them. It might only save you 4 cents per litre, but even if it saves you $2.50 per tank of fuel, if you fill up once a week, it will save you $130 for the whole year. Tip 18 is to do a spending freeze. See if you can go 5 days or a week without spending on anything other than your bills and a few supermarket necessities like milk and bread, but that's it. You could get the whole family involved and see how creative you can get with meal ideas when you can only use whatever you already have in your house. You might decide to do a spending freeze once a month, or maybe you'd like to set a super low supermarket shopping limit for 1 week of each month and put the difference that you've saved towards your savings goal. Tip 19 is to do a weekly money drop where you put the last 3 numbers of your daily expenses account into your savings account once a week. For example, if your daily account has $1,126.63 in it, you would transfer $6.63 into your savings account at the end of the week. Do this every week and you could save an average extra $260 or more in a year. And if you feel like you want a stretch goal, you could try doing it twice a week or at the end of every day. Tip 20 is to plant some fruit trees and start a veggie garden. You can grow great herbs, capsicums, tomatoes, corn, celery, lettuce, and much more without too much effort. And it's so rewarding seeing all the little veggies starting to grow, and you'll save some money and learn some new gardening skills. And with the fruit trees, while you probably won't have any fruit for the first 1 or 2 years, it's just really rewarding seeing the trees get bigger. And then when you do start getting a great crop of fruit every year, it will really pay off. Tip 21 is to buy refurbished phones and computers instead of buying them brand new. And make sure you have a SIM-only plan for your phone and then use the same phone handset for as long as you can. Most of us don't really need to replace these items every couple of years. And if you can use the same phone for 4 years or more, you could end up saving a lot of money. Tip number 22 is to turn your air conditioning up to 25 or 27 degrees Celsius in the summer and the heater down to 20 in the winter. Then if there's a particularly hot or cold day, you can adjust the temperatures for those days. but you won't waste as much money on heating or cooling your house on the more moderate days. You might even end up finding that there are some days that you turn on the heating or the cooling when you could really just put on a jumper or use a blanket in winter, or open the windows or turn on a fan in summer. So just being more aware of these things and making slight adjustments will save you money. Also, make sure that you train your kids to turn the lights off when they leave a room. Tip number 23 is to rotate or rearrange your home decorating items, even if it's just a few little things, so that everything feels fresh and new. And you'll probably realize that you don't need to go out and buy anything new. If you see something really nice that you'd like to buy, first scour your house and see if you have anything similar that could achieve a similar look out of the things that you already have, or see if you have something that you could DIY to get the same look. And if you still really want that item, maybe you could buy it and then put it away and use it as a reward for achieving a big savings goal. And finally, tip number 24 is to get out all of the hand moisturizers and foot scrubs and scented candles that you've been saving up for years for a special occasion and have never used, and start using them today. Just feeling like you get to use something special will help you not to spend extra money, and you'll probably find things that you totally forgot you had. So I hope you've picked up a few new ideas to try, or learned a few things that will help you to get this new year off on the right foot financially. It can seem a bit daunting at first, but don't worry, you can do it. And every little bit really does help. I'd love to hear which tip you thought was the most helpful or the most surprising. And if you have any other great tips that you'd like to share, please leave them in the comments section below. It's always so encouraging and motivating to hear other people's tips and ideas. I hope you'll stick around and check out some of my other videos. Lots of budget decorating ideas for you. And please hit like and subscribe if you've enjoyed this video, and go get those money goals. I'll see you all again very soon, right over here.